With two bachelorettes for this upcoming season, today we are going to be talking about the last time there was two bachelorettes. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. We have got some bachelorette nostalgia for you today from Kaitlyn Bristowe's season. But before we get into it, you guys know the drill. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any future videos. As always, I am your host and Bachelor expert, Zachary Reality, and there once was a time where two Bachelorette contestants were cast for the same season of The Bachelorette before Gabby and Rachel, and that was Kaitlyn Bristowe and Britt. They were both huge personalities on Chris Soule's season of The Bachelor, and the franchise gave them both a shot at love, casting them for the next Bachelorette, like 7 years ago-ish. So let me take you down memory lane. Both ladies were standing in front of the men while they entered out of the limo, and little did they know what the twist was going to be. The men were going to vote and get to choose which women they wanted to be the sole bachelorette for the rest of the season. Kaitlyn and Britt spent night one mingling, meeting the guys, and at the end of the night there was a voting booth for the men to cast their votes which lead they wanted to be the bachelorette for the rest of the season, Kaitlyn or Britt. Pitting two women against each other, yes, we're going to get into it. While the votes were pretty split, the majority of the men ended up voting for Kaitlyn to stay, causing Britt to go home without a real chance to find love on night one. One of the men actually decided to leave once Kaitlyn won the vote because he felt a connection with Britt. They ended up dating for a little bit, but did not end up working out. Britt is now married with kids, so self-assured, everything ended up working out for her, but she left the show heartbroken and devastated and just disappointed that she didn't get that chance, of love, that opportunity to fall in love on The Bachelorette and explore those relationships with the rest of the men. Now, while a lot of the men did vote for Britt, once they realized Kaitlyn was going to be the one staying, they actually decided to stay in the mansion and pursue a relationship with Kaitlyn. Maybe they were just, trying to stay on TV, or maybe they were like, all right, I guess Kaitlyn's here, let's try things out. Either way, a lot of them still decided to stay in the mansion, and I think it really set the season up for you are here for Kaitlyn or you are not here for Kaitlyn, because these guys had to vote to prove that they wanted Kaitlyn to be their bachelorette, because it was up to Kaitlyn and Britt, and if the majority of the guys chose Britt, then Britt would have been the Bachelorette, and that would have been a very, very different season. It's interesting to think, looking back now, what the connections and what that season would have been if Britt was the Bachelorette. Can you imagine Britt dating Nick or Jared or Sean? Who would have been Britt's final choice? I mean, probably would have been the guy that left for her in the beginning when that one guy left, as I mentioned, but it still would have been an interesting season. And Kaitlyn ended up having a really good group of guys. I mean, half of the guys in her top 4 ended up being the Bachelor. We know Ben Higgins ended up being the Bachelor right after Kaitlyn Bristowe, and he is one of the most beloved Bachelors of all time. People still love Ben Higgins so much to this day, as well as Nick, who was runner-up on her season, ended up becoming the Bachelor as well a few years later. He had to go to Bachelor in Paradise to kind of clean up his, Bachelor image a little bit. He was a Bachelor villain on the first 2 seasons of The Bachelorette. He was on Andy Dorfman's season as well as Kaitlyn Bristowe's. And then her 4th pick was Jared Habone, who ended up being a huge part of Bachelor in Paradise for many seasons to come, as him and Ashley I have one of the most memorable, iconic Bachelor love stories of all time. And things ended up working out for Kaitlyn, kind of, as she got engaged to Sean Booth.
Kaitlyn Bristowe, will you marry me?
Things didn't work out with Sean. It was a successful relationship, in my opinion.
That didn't work out, but it ultimately led her to Jason Tartick, who she is now engaged to, planning her wedding. But the point is, 2 Bachelorettes, 1 season, and honestly, I can't believe that they're not doing it again. I think a lot of people originally thought when Rachel and Gabby were announced as the Bachelorette that they were going to have the guys vote, but no, they will be there the whole entire season. So the guys are gonna have to really decide who they like more. They're going to date both of them. I wonder if there will be any frontrunners who go on one-on-one dates with Rachel, as well as frontrunners who go on one dates with Gabby. Imagine a guy goes on a one-on-one date with both Rachel and Gabby, like 2 separate dates, because he feels a connection with both of them, or both of them find a connection with Rachel and Gabby. I can definitely foresee double dates happening, and I can definitely foresee group dates happening with all of them. Rumor has it they're going to be going to Paris to spend time for part of the season to start international travel. Paris truly is one of the most romantic places in the world, so I can't wait to see what kind of dates they have and what kind of, plans they have to do crazy activities like they do on The Bachelor. There has been a lot of complaints from Bachelor Nation about putting 2 women against each other, and even though Rachel and Gabby will be the Bachelorettes for the duration of the season, they both will be dating all of the guys. It is kind of similar to what they did to Kaitlyn and Britt. So why has The Bachelor never done this with 2 bachelors? Why have they not put 2 guys there and let the women choose? Why have they not had 2 guys to put as the Bachelor for the rest of the season and had the women fight over them and have them turn the guys against each other? What is Bachelor Nation doing pitting women against each other? It's getting a lot of fans really upset. Now, I think James and Aaron, would be the perfect bachelors to put on one Bachelor season, or maybe Greg and Andrew. A lot of Bachelor fans would like that, but that is not the point. The point is that we are frustrated and upset that they keep on pitting 2 women against each other, and fans are worried they're going to do the same to Rachel and Gabby. Now, I have said in other interviews that I feel like Rachel and Gabby will do their best to stick together, even if they like the same guy, because that's what they did on Clayton's season. They stuck together, they were both in love, and they still respected each other's time and space. Now, coming back to the Britt and Kaitlyn situation, clearly Rachel and Gabby, it's better they're not making the guys vote on night 1, but it's still something to think about with Bachelor Nation. We saw recently on Joe Millionaire, they had 2 bachelors throughout the entire season. They never turned them against each other. They did Pauly and Vinny from MTV, Jersey Shore. They did a double shot at love. They never got turned against each other. So hopefully Rachel and Gabby will not be pitted against each other, but it is another complaint Bachelor Nation has against Bachelor producers and the Bachelor, behind the scenes workers. So it's definitely something to think about. And I want to hear from you guys. Why do we think Bachelor Nation keeps pitting the women against each other? Is it because doing that makes better TV? Is Bachelor Nation low-key sexist? There has been lots of complaints about Bachelor Nation not being diverse, but it's like, how many opportunities are we going to give this show if they keep on making these mistakes during these times? It is 2022. We also need a gay Bachelor. Let us know what you guys think in the comments about what The Bachelor should do moving forward to make changes that will actually please viewers. I don't want to hate too hard on the franchise, because obviously we enjoy watching it, but there are a few things that they need to take, into accountability, that they need to take into consideration, and we want to hear all of your ideas on what The Bachelor should do moving forward. So before you guys go, leave your thoughts down below, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any Bachelor Nation updates or Bachelor Nation history and nostalgia, like today's video on Kaitlyn and Britt. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality. Feel free to follow me on my social medias at Zachary Reality. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.